Hello, this is Shane Thomas from WeekendHandicapper.com. Today I'd like to talk about when to spread in your multi-race wagers. So your multi-race wagers are your doubles, your pick threes, pick fours, pick fives, pick six. So when do you spread and why should you spread in those particular wagers? Well, what spread means is you use more than one horse. You spread out the contenders in that one particular race. And that way you have enough coverage so you can cover all the possible contenders, or if you use strategy in the right way, you're trying to get a price in that race. So you think that the favorite or a short price horse probably won't win that particular race. You might not know who's going to win it. That's why you spread it out with several contenders to see if you can get a price in it. So when should you spread? In my experience, you'll know if you handicap long enough, you'll get like this gut instinct kind of feeling of, yeah, I should probably spread in this particular race now. Sometimes you do it and then you get the favorite and you're like, well, why did I even spread? Or sometimes you don't spread enough. You'll leave out one horse or two horses, and those one or two horses are the ones that end up winning. So in theory, you were right by spreading, but you didn't spread enough. But in my experience, this is when you should spread in a particular race. One, if there's a lot of first-time starters or lightly raced horses, because you don't have much to go on. A first-time starter, you don't hardly have any thing to go on other than their workouts and how their trainers do well with first-time starters, jockeys do well with first-time starters, and the pedigree. So first-time starters, I would encourage you to really look hard to spread in those races. Two is turf races. Turf races sometimes create big prices, so that'd be another opportune time to spread. Or races that you really don't have a sense of how it's going to run, or the pace doesn't set. You can't get a good judge of pace. Normally you would skip races like that, but if you are playing a multi-race wager, a pick three, pick four, pick five, pick six, or doubles, then you have to play that race, right? So you have to have some picks in that race. So you have to spread in those races where you just have horses that are beating up on each other, not much class. It's just almost like a crapshoot. So that's when I think you should spread in your multi-race wagers. First-time starters, turf races, lightly raced horses when they only race one or two times, not much to go on. Very, very chaotic pace, or you don't know what, get a sense of the pace scenario, those would be a good time to do it. Some of the biggest scores I ever had in my life playing pick fours and pick threes are when I threw a horse in there because only one or two factors. I didn't think the horse would win, but I thought that race would set up for a price, and so I included those kind of horses in there, and luckily, thankfully, a horse like that will come through for you every now and then, and you'll be rewarded for years to come if you're right as far as strategy goes and spread in the right races. You don't want to spread, so you have races where you know you want to spread, other ones you don't want to spread. That's if you have a heavy favorite that you don't think's going to be beat. Doesn't mean you have to single that horse, like only use that. You might have just one or two other ones you're trying to beat that horse with. But if you have a legit heavy favorite, then it doesn't make sense to spread in those races. If you beat it, then oh my gosh, and you have the other horses, then you're looking at a really good score. So heavy favorites, I wouldn't try to beat two, and that's in particular in stakes races. Routes usually are pretty formful for the most part. So I'd caution you to spread too much in those particular races. So hopefully this video has been helpful to you. Try to use some of those if you're playing pick threes and pick fours and etc., those multi-race wagers, really, and if you're trying to find a price, do it in those particular races, because in my experience, those are the races that you benefit from spreading in. So if you like this video, hit like, subscribe to this YouTube channel, check out weekendhandicapper.com, follow me on Twitter, like me on Facebook at Weekend Handicapper, and I'll see you next time. And until next time, happy handicapping and smart wagering.